Wow, you look like shit. Well, I wasn't going to make a fucking video because I feel like shit. I have a mild illness. I don't know what it is because I'm not going to get fucking tested. That's right. But I'm not a complete dick. I'm staying home. Not exposing anybody. We're good. Not going out and give people hugs. Not making out with random chicks in bars. Not doing anything. I'm just staying home. You know? And I was going to do that anyway, but I'm doing it because of the Coof, right? I am mildly ill, though. I had a bit of a fever. It was really bad the first day, like severe congestion, couldn't smell anything. I could still taste, though, so must not be the Coof. I don't know. And hot sweats throughout the night, followed by like a cold chill. So I'm thinking I had a fever. I don't know. Maybe I should go to a fucking doctor, right? Because, you know, I can trust Big Pharma. Anyways, it's gotten a little bit better. I still have got a slight dry cough and some scratchiness, and I probably sound a little bit like shit. I don't know. But I wasn't even going to make a video. I was just going to be like, I'm going to recover and not just physically, but mentally as well. Like, I'm definitely struggling with the way things are in the world, and I haven't felt like making videos. I haven't felt like doing much creative. Like, I have practiced music a few times, but after a while, I'm just like, when I hear the song at the end, I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm not there. I don't want to fucking publish that. So, you know, I'm still working at it here and there, but I've been disillusioned by everything that's been going on. My financial situation has tightened, obviously, and I'm off keto. I can't afford to be keto. I just can't. I gotta eat cheap-ass fucking food sometimes now. If I can be keto-ish, I'll do it. But, you know, it's a lot cheaper to add grain into your diet for calories than ribeyes right now. So, there's that. And I don't eat out. You know, I think I ate out once in the past 2 weeks. So, there's that. Because, you know, inflation is really fucking kicking me in the nuts on top of the loss of one of my income streams and now the loss of my parachute. You know, thanks to Joe Biden. And I also want to talk about some interesting developments here, locally. You know, not that I saw on the news, not that I read. You see, a great deal of people in my circles have gotten the jab. A lot of them. You know. And the Coof is currently running through all of them. It's the Coof. It's here. And whether or not they were jabbed seemed to make little difference. Some could argue maybe they'd be sicker if they hadn't. But I was under the impression that if it worked, that you wouldn't have any symptoms, right? You should be all right, no matter what. It's not the case, though. And I say this because I've gotten a little bit of pushback in my comments regarding, because you guys know people. Every once in a while I get a comment, well, I know somebody who did this and you know, they were fine. Or, you know, I had somebody that was jabbed in the same family with somebody that was unjabbed, and the unjabbed motherfucker had, a lot worse than the jab. People defending their decision to get the jab. And keep in mind, I've never criticized once. You forget, if you want to put that shit in your body, I don't recommend it. I don't like the idea of it. I know what it's for. I know it's about profit. But at the end of the day, it's your decision. And that's where we cross swords a little bit. I do not want you making that decision for me. Anybody. I don't care if it's the President of the United States or some dickhead next door or a member of my family or a friend. No one's making that decision for me. No matter what you take away, no matter how far you kick me down the social fucking rung till I'm pretty much exiled from society, which I'm not completely. I just can't get a fucking job. And honestly, I probably could get a job right now because it's in flux. Let's take a look at the latest. Oh. Biden says private sector COVID-19 jab mandate will take effect soon. I'm hearing November 22nd. I heard it on a newscast. Don't know if it's accurate, but November 22nd is the date that I'm hearing this goes into effect. So it wouldn't make sense for me to jump in a, truck and give you guys a little relief from your supply problems that Sleepy Joe's working hard on after he loses half the industry to the mandate. But that being said, there will be some who will choose their job over their freedom. So there's that. So ultimately, there will still be freight moving. I'm just not going to be one of the motherfuckers doing it. And looking around, I feel like I'm not the only motherfucker. I'm not the only one. There's a labor shortage. There's a trucker shortage. There's a supply shortage. There's shortage. Because people aren't doing those jobs. Either they found a better job or they're tired of your fucking shit. They're tired of your fucking mandates. They're tired of you telling us what to do. They're tired of you of working 70 hours a week and you taking their fucking freedom away. And they're willing to make some sacrifices so that you suffer. So maybe you should take into consideration the people whose rights you're trampling on and who you're taking these things away because you rely on them every fucking day. So when you see that empty shelf, ask yourself, would it be that way if we stopped fucking with everybody? If we stopped fucking with basic freedom? Would that shelf be empty? Or would more of us line up and sacrifice our lifestyles to hop in the truck and get some of that dollar, which has depreciated significantly? So not only do you want me to spend 70 hours a week doing that, and you might pay me a little more, but it's still not going to keep pace with inflation, the way things are going. But at the end of the day, the cost of everything's going to go up. And yet you want me to do that, and you want me to go get a jab to do that. He hasn't said anything about doing it through the DOT physical, the Department of Transportation. He's coming from the Department of Labor. So he's probably looking just to punish some specific companies, and then he'll overlook some others. We'll see. I know it'll be a game of picking and choosing. Like during the early part of the pandemic when Walmart got to operate with impunity, yet all the mom and pop stores had to shut themselves down. I think we're looking at a scenario like that with this mandate. Because they can't enforce it on everyone. They don't have the manpower for that. So what they're going to probably do is selective enforcement. They're going to pick companies, probably smaller companies that compete with their constituents, the ones that are paying for your politicians, and they're going to fine them into oblivion if they don't comply. And everyone will experience a labor shortage as a part of that. Attendance to places is down. They put the mandate in effect in New York City, and businesses have said that their business has dropped by 50%. 50%. That means 50% of motherfuckers, oh, I got to get a jab to go in there, so fuck that. I'll stay home and make my own shit. And you're only punishing those businesses, and I think you are. Fucking de Blasio. But, is what it is. I can't stop this fucking train. Nobody's listening to my ass. I'm just a dickhead in the basement. My YouTube channel's probably going to be in the tank by the end of all of this, just because I've lost a lot of my mojo, lost a lot of my ability to do things. Like, I'm not going to be able to afford to hit the road. I don't think. Unless I figure something out. But as of right now, I'm in survival mode. I'm using every resource I have available to survive without being in a truck. And at some point, I'm going to call myself completely retired from trucking. If we do not bounce back from this mandate shit, I'll never get in a truck again. Now, what it's going to boil down to ultimately is once this kicks into effect, I'm going to go and apply for a trucking job. Probably one based in a state that has their own OSHA, just to be safe. And if they turn me down, that's on them. And by turn me down, I mean ask me if I have the jab, or want to see my papers, or want me to get tested. Any of these things, I'll wear a mask. If you want me to wear a fucking mask, you're paying me to do that, wear that with my vest and all of that. But I'm not going to get shit shoved in my nose, and I'm not going to get shit swabbed in my shit, and I'm not going to go and get fucking jabbed. But if you want me to drive that truck, and I know you do, I see your hiring bonuses. I see all of that shit. I see the news story after news story going, hey, we got no truckers. And Biden isn't even saying anything about why. Nobody wants to do that fucking job before. And you're making it worse. We didn't want to do this. It's a shitty job most of the time. You sacrifice a lot to be a trucker and get that sweet dollar, which has gone down in value by about 15%. So now you get a 15% cut in the spending power of your 70 hours a week. Sounds like a good deal, right? Yeah. I hope you re-elect Joe Biden for that. For those of you who voted for him, by all means, elect him again. Fuck it. Let's ride this shit right into the ground. Then maybe you'll fucking learn. But from some of the comments I've gotten, there's no learning involved here. You've already made you're on the ship and you're willing to go down with that motherfucker. Well, so am I. Here we go. And, I hate being this political, but there's one side that's not fucking me and one side that's fucking me hard. So I'm sorry if you're on the side that's fucking me hard. I'm not on your side anymore. I can't. They've taken so much from me, from this whole fucking thing. From Cuomo on up. And they just keep wanting more. And I'm usually in the middle. But I'm going to have to run to the side, and trust me, I don't trust them either. They're paid for too. But right now, it's looking like a sweeter deal when you got these states that are saying, not here. And I can't move there. I wish. Unfortunately, it's not on the table for me. I mean, I can go there and do some seasonal work, which is probably what I'm going to have to do. Come next summer, I might travel to South Dakota, Texas, Florida, and go get a temporary job. Because I know they aren't going to ask me my status there. They aren't going to want to see my papers. They probably won't even want me to wear a mask or give a shit. At some point, you got to say enough is enough and stand on your principles. Now, I could easily go get this fucking shit and then live my life. Yeah, just do it. Some people are like, just do it already. Well, fuck you. I'm not giving up my freedom. I'm not selling out like that. I've done fucking invested too much into this being a free country. 10 years in the military. 15 years in a truck. All of which are serving this country. And if you don't believe truck drivers are serving the country, well, then maybe look around and see how badly we're needed right now. And I'm tired. I'm fucking tired. I don't even like making these fucking videos about this topic anyway. You know, and I know some of you enjoy my rants and some of you hate it, and I lose subscribers when I give my opinions, but these are my opinions. I can't change them. This is what I think. You know, now, as I was saying, the Coof is currently running rampant. I know several friends who have tested positive and are isolating and are doing okay. And some of them are jabbed and some of them are not jabbed. All of them seem to be fine. They're worried, scared. How could they not be? Look at the news. And some are vulnerable and should be scared. Now, one of you did raise a comment with me to that effect. Cat in Canada. Hi, Scott. Well, I enjoy your videos, any and all of them. Well, thank you. Perhaps favor between the adventures and your rants. Some people don't like the rants. I get mixed emotions whenever I publish a rant, because I know I'm going to lose some subs because I piss somebody off, because I'm strong opinion and I'm a fucking asshole. So, you know. But it needs to be said, doesn't it? You know, I'm not going to go out quietly. Originally, I started watching you do taquito. Well, I threw that out the window. You know. And I want to do a video on what's happened since I've gone deep off the rails. See, before I go off the rails, I'd have cheat meal after cheat meal, but I go back to keto and cheat. Well, I've been completely off the rail. I've eaten the shittiest fucking food you can think of. I even had that one fast food meal in the 2 weeks. But on the other side of that, I've had a lot of pasta, and I've had some extra sugar in my life. I haven't weighed in, but last I checked, I was still 215. But I have felt maybe that's why my immune system took a dump and allowed me to get a bit of an illness I got, which is manageable. Like I'm not taking any medications or anything like that for it. I'm not going to go to the doctors. I'm not going to take up one of your precious hospital beds. You're going to need those, I think, when this coming flu season. You know, we're going to have a dual pandemic, I heard somewhere. Oh, fuck. I can also relate to you in the trucking industry, as my husband is also a trucker now, retired though. We live in Canada, obviously, as my name states. Anyways, about the face coverings. You must obviously put one on if you're going to buy groceries. Nuh-uh, not here in New York. Not since they did the whole jab. If you're jabbed, you don't got to wear a mask. Businesses aren't policing it. They put a sign up and they call it a day, and it's the honor system. And I can tell you, the jab rate isn't fucking 75% like they tell you. I'd say it's 50-50-ish, but everybody here in New York is saying they got it, whether they got it or not. And that's how it is. I guarantee you, if you were to actually check in the population of one of these stores or one of these businesses, you're probably going to have 50% that couldn't prove that they got the jab. You know, even with it gave them time to make sure they had the proof. Because it's an honor system here. And I'm sure we're all honorable here, and I know I'm honorable. Now, everybody knows. It's out on the fucking internet. Everybody in my circle knows that I'm not. And I won't. And they know I'm an asshole about it, too. Thankfully, I got some good friends. They don't let that stop me from hanging out with them. Because I'm one of the lepers. I'm one of the causes of all of this illness. Meanwhile, all these motherfuckers that got the Coof, for all I know, they gave it to me. I don't know if I got it. I'll never know. Because I'm not worried about it. I don't live in fear. But it's running through my friends right now. And it didn't come from me. Because there's certain people that got it that weren't in contact with me. And they were in contact with the other people. And I don't know if what I got is what they got. It's possible. It'd be a pretty big coincidence if I knew tons of my friends that had got it. It could have swept through somewhere where we've all hung out. But, that being said, it's here to stay, people. This is part of our lives. For 5 years from now, 10 years from now, tomorrow, you're going to be like, oh, I got the Coof. I can't go to work today. You know, and that's how it should be. You remember, oh, I got the flu, I can't come in. Call in sick. Same thing. It's what it should be anyway. Unfortunately, that wouldn't involve very much control, self-accountability, and personal decision-making, would it? No. Unfortunately, in Canada, which I think is still worse off than even New York. In New York, we were leading the pack in authoritarianism for a while now. I think California's taking the lead on that, along with New York City. New York City might as well be its own fucking state. So, in fact, if you could remove New York City from New York State and make it its own state, I don't fuck them. Do it. That'd be awesome. I'd be happy for that. We don't need their revenue. They need us more than we need them. I'm telling you. Anyways, about the face coverings, you must obviously. So no, you don't. We don't have to do it. It's not mandated here, and take them off. It's the only way. If you comply, you're given permission. Sorry, when I screenshot it, I didn't have it unminimized. I also want to put it out there that I recently just lost a cousin due to the Coof, so you call it. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear about your cousin. Sorry for your loss. It's not my fault. I just want to lay that out there. You know, it is what it is. It's here to stay. And yes, there are people that lose their lives to this. I've never said otherwise. I don't think you should give up your freedom for that, because there's many other ways we lose our lives. I know a lot of people who've passed away from cancer. I know people that have passed away from getting in car wrecks. In fact, I've had a lot of motor vehicle related incidents lately affecting my friend circle. Thankfully, nobody close to me has passed away or anything, but there's a couple people really fucked up right now, permanently, as a result. And we aren't doing anything about that, are we? We aren't making people stop driving, are we? He was also anti-jab and anti-face covering, fell sick, and didn't believe he had it. I don't know if I have it, but I'm not worried about it. And if I were to get it and become life-threateningly ill, I would accept that I took the chance, I made the choice, and that this is a result. Much like a smoker knows when they get fucking lung cancer, they made the choice, they know why. There's nobody to blame but themselves at that point. I wouldn't blame the person that sold me the cigarettes. I wouldn't even blame the motherfucker smoking and blowing smoke in my face. You know what I'm saying? And while I'll be inclined to blame a motherfucker that hits me with their motor vehicle and takes me out, at the end of the day, I chose to drive the car, knowing that sooner or later some motherfucker would hit me. When I walk around in the woods, there's a chance I could get killed. I could fall down a cliff. I could get eaten by a bear. I could break my leg and starve to death. I could have to, remove my arm with a pocket knife like the dude in that one movie. All of these things are risks that I choose to either take or not take. And everybody has the ability to protect themselves from the Coof. And it all just is a matter of isolation away from other people. That's it. That's the only way. Not the face coverings, not even the fucking jab, believe it or not. You know, it's a matter of personal choice and freedom. And if I die of the Coof because I chose not to give Big Pharma any money, whether it's mine or someone else's money, because I chose my freedom over my safety, I am 100% okay with that. And I don't need some governor or some president or some senator or some congressman making those decisions for me at any time, ever. Me making this decision, contrary to what the media would have you believe and the government would have you believe, does not affect you. I'm not hanging out with your old frail relatives or your people that have no immune system. And those are the people that need to protect themselves. And you don't protect yourselves by imprisoning and putting out of work healthy individuals who have no symptoms. Because what you get is a shit show of society that has a much larger cost in terms of taking themselves out and whatnot. I forget, I can't say that word. You know, and, you know, they're not telling you those statistics. They're not telling you the people that are losing everything, that have removed themselves from the world, as probably a direct result of this shit show that we've created. All because we're scared of something that has a 99.7% survival rating. Now, I get a little angry when people do come at me with, you know, I lost somebody due to this, and they're kind of implying that it's because of people like me. And that's because that's what the media has been pushing the narrative on, that it's the unjab's fault. It's this person's fault. It's that person's fault. This is nature, so to speak. And nature has a way of cleaning house. And it's going to do it again and again. This is only one virus. Who knows how many more there are in store for us. Now, some would argue this was probably due to us fucking with nature. Not us, but a particular country fucking with nature that caused this outbreak. But even so, a natural one can occur, as we've seen many, many times in history. And if you live in fear of that constantly, you know, and you got to let the fear be a little bit more proportional. I feel like our fear of this far outweighs the risk when you look at the numbers, when you look at the percentages. You know, I know somebody that's passed away from all of the major ways we die, some of which are more prevalent than the Coof. And yet people haven't taken this level of fear, haven't given up this much freedom. You know, where's the people giving up fast food, sugar, all of these things? You know, where's that? Why are we still allowed to do all of that? Why are you still allowed to smoke? Why are you still allowed to drink? Why are you allowed to do drugs in some states? You know, these are all personal choice decisions, and I always favor personal choice, making educated decisions. The key word's being educated there. You know, I've been talking keto for years, but at the end of the day, most of the people I know still choose, even though I've told them, I've given all the information, told them where to look, told them where all the proof is, showed them that I can do it for 5+ years and not improve in health during that time. and showing them I decline when I stop. Yet they still make the personal choice to do it. My own mother has also chosen, despite having diabetes, to leave keto again. Probably partially because I've abandoned ship, and partially because of the economy as well. It's still her choice. I don't like it. You know, she's closer to the edge of the health wall than I am with the diabetes. You know, I mean, but at the end of the day, she's making an informed choice. And just because I don't like it, doesn't mean I get to tell her what to do. And there are millions upon millions of people making those kind of decisions outside of the bounds of the Coof that are going to take up a hospital bed. It's probably why healthcare is our biggest fucking, one of our biggest fucking economic production mechanisms in this country. Why do you think you see hundreds of pharmaceutical commercials on every TV show? You know? How many pharmaceutical ads did you see or hear today? You know, and it's gotten out of hand, and it's empowered these pharmaceutical companies to have unprecedented control over your life now. And they're going to get all your money. At the end of the day, by the time you get to the finish line, whether your finish line's in your 40s, your 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, Big Pharma's there waiting for you. They're just waiting because they know you're going to fuck up. There's so many ways to fuck up. If the Coof doesn't get you, well, guess what? You're still eating like shit. You're still driving like an asshole. Still drinking like a fish. Some of you smoke. They're just waiting. And they'll be there to take whatever money you got when you get there. And if you don't got no money, they'll take someone else's money in your name. But they're going to take the money. Sorry, I went off on a little bit of a tangent there. That wasn't directed at you, Cat in Canada. I just wanted to kind of flow on that point for a little bit. He fell sick. He didn't believe he had it. Ended up testing positive. I've never tested, and I never will. And unless I can't breathe, in which case someone else will probably have to take me because I don't want to go in. I don't want to get vented. But that's me. Not telling you what to do. That's my decision. Likely the variant, and also had high cholesterol and blood pressure. So he had underlying health conditions, of course. Unmedicated would have put him at higher risk. But point is, he believed he would be okay if he ever got it. I hope I'm okay. I don't believe I'm going to be okay. I'm not delusional. It's the Coof. It's going to suck. I think I had it once. Might even have it now. But I hope I'm okay. I'm willing to roll the dice. I'm willing to take the chance that 99.7% of the time I get the Coof, and I'm probably going to get it multiple times in my future of living. And at one point, I'll be in the vulnerable category, you know. I'm willing to roll the dice. I'll be like, yeah, that's a good odd. I like those odds. If I had those odds, like in a casino or playing the lottery or any of that other shit, I'd be playing all the time. Be like, yeah, roll the dice. Yeah, here we go. 99.7% chance of winning? Of course. Don't have to give up anything. Don't have to give up my freedom. Don't have to do any of the stupid shit we're doing. And just, guess what? My immune system hopefully is good enough to do it. And, you know, I do understand not everybody has a good immune system. But even at my unhealthiest, I still rarely got sick. Probably because I exposed myself to so much shit. You know? I'm out in public. You know, I go to a karaoke bar regularly. I used to drive Uber. I haven't gotten back to doing that yet. It's probably going to happen. You know, I've been to every state in this country. I've been exposed to every variant of every fucking thing that you can fucking think of. And yeah, every once in a while, I get sick. And maybe, just maybe, one time some Super Echo Charlie Zeta fucking variant will take me to fuck out. What can I do about it then? I'm probably far more likely to get hit by a car before then. Who knows? Maybe I'll even have a grabber. I don't know. I can't tell you how I'm going to go, but I'm not going to sit here and live in fear of it. I'm not going to change and give up and compromise the freedoms that so many have fought and died to preserve for us. I'm not just going to give that away because they want to give me the illusion of safety. Even if they had safety. I don't care if it was like a disease we knew it was going to take us out, and they said that if you want to live your life, if you want freedom, we have the cure. Here you go. If 100%, I don't care if the science was 100%. If I had to give up my freedom to get that cure, I wouldn't do it. You know, that's how passionate I am about this. And it's not a lefty-righty issue. It's a freedom issue. I believe in freedom. I believe nobody, Democrat or Republican or any other motherfucker, has the right to tell me what to put in my body, how to live my life, how to make a living. Nobody has that power over me. I'm not going to give it to them. I don't care what they think they're taking. They're not getting it. And if I don't make it to the finish line because of that, then at least I didn't compromise. At least I didn't, bend over and be like, okay, Daddy, give it to me. Come on, Biden, let's go. That's me. I don't want to give that up. I am making a calculated, well-informed decision here. I didn't just fucking become delusional. Like everything else, when I make a decision, I tend to do a little digging. I do a little homework. And I did a lot on this pandemic. I've looked at the evidence. Not only the evidence the media has reported, but also the evidence, the anecdotal evidence, the testimonial evidence, the shit that they don't want us to know evidence. And when weighing all of that plus the reputation of the pharmaceutical industry preceding the pandemic, before everybody fell in love with the motherfuckers and wanted to give them everything, I made this decision. Wasn't just something I thought of out of the air. My tinfoil hat didn't make me an whatever it is they call us now, because I guess we got lumped in. Look, I had plenty of jabs in my life. In the military. When I didn't have a choice. Now we're going to lose a bunch of military folks. They're losing their jobs. They might even they haven't decided whether or not it's going to be dishonorable. Oh my God, that's horrible. We're becoming weaker. How long before some other dictator, other than Biden, comes along and wants to run us for a bit? Will we be able to stand up and fight? Questions for another day, I guess. The importance of freedom far transcends your fear, or anyone's fear, in my book. Sure. It's okay to have a healthy fear of these things and to do what you think you need to do to protect yourself. But you don't get to protect yourself by taking the freedom of others. That is, I will always be against. Especially when something like this, you can do everything possible to minimize your risk. And no, I don't mean walking around in Walmart with your face covering. I mean, stay the fuck away from people if you're vulnerable. Protect yourself if you're vulnerable. Wear a real respirator. Wear something that actually protects you if you're vulnerable and you need to go out in public. But we're in a society now where you can literally have anything you want delivered to your door. You can minimize your contact with everybody you want. You can lock yourself down all fucking day, and they're just making it easier. There's ways you can make money at home. Case in point. You might have to learn some new skills to do it, but it can be done if you're that scared. And there's a lot of people that aren't that scared, that are willing to get out there and do their whatever they need to do. And there's people that have chosen to take the jab. They weren't scared of that. I'm not even 100% scared. There's probably a good shot that if I were to take the jab, it would have minimal effect on me. Or I could have an adverse reaction and drop dead. But I don't see the net win of rolling that dice. Especially when it comes at the cost of my freedom. When it comes at the, the compromise of my principles. What do I get in exchange from that? I can still get the Coof. I can still die from the Coof. There's breakthrough cases. You can look them up. They're out there. Plenty of them. There's plenty of people, 200,000-ish that I saw, that still got it and died after the jab. So quit making it about us and them and about people like me. That are somehow we're responsible for that. And so I'm not saying you're doing. You got to realize, Kat, I'm not coming down on you for this. You've put me off on these triggers. If you know how I work, when you guys talk to me or give me comments, you definitely spin me into these thought streams. So. You can't fight it. It's a gamble, a luck of the draw, which is like I'm saying. If you don't get hit with the worst case of it. My daughter also had it, but was fine. Mild symptoms also before variants came out. Don't be too, my advice is the variant any more deadly than the original. It's more contagious, supposedly, but it's not more deadly. There's been no thing that's come out that said it's more deadly. And if you look at the numbers, it's not. We're not having an exceeding climb in the death rate. So, there's that. Again, it's really a gamble that some choose to take. Not me, though. Please just keep your hands sanitized going out. It is your best defense. I don't do that. I've never done that. I'm not into the sanitization. You see, I did educate myself on the immune system, and the immune system requires you to be exposed to things. And if you aren't exposing your immune system to things, it becomes weaker. I haven't left the house much. Look what happened to me. Granted, my diet probably a factor in that too. But those two things mean I wasn't out rolling around with the latest and greatest strains of bugs. And if you don't expose yourself, and you try and be overprotective of yourself, and you sanitize everything, and you do all of that, you're really just making your immune system weaker. At the end of the day. And yeah, you might prevent yourself from getting some of the stronger bugs, but you'd also make yourself more vulnerable to the weaker ones. And that's only if you're 100% vigilant. And even then, hand sanitizer isn't going to stop an airborne deal, which is what the Coof is. At the end of the day, if you're going out and you're mingling with people, you are at risk of the Coof. I don't care how much you've jabbed, how much you've put on your mask, and how much hand sanitizer you use. You're at risk when you are in contact with people, and you need defenses. And your immune system is your defenses. And now is a good time to figure out how good your immune system is. If you didn't get sick very often, if at all, and you're exposed to things all the time, and you get out and you get some sunlight, and you take good care of your diet, you probably got a better shot at winning your die roll. You might even have a 99.9% chance of beating the Coof. But it's all relative. And most of the people that are in that small percentage of people that don't make it aren't taking care of their health in other areas. Be it diet, be it lifestyle, be it drinking, be it smoking, being obese, being fucking diabetic, having blood pressure problems. You know, these were all things that were going to get them sooner or later if they weren't addressed. And we all know that. This is how this channel got started. You know, we were here to try and make ourselves healthier, to try and prolong the outcome, to not be in the healthcare system for the last 10 to 15 to 20 years of our life, like the majority of people are. You know? So, but not doing so at the cost of personal freedom and personal choice. Don't give up your freedom for this, because there's no guarantee that if you give up your freedom that you're going to go back to normal. There's no guarantee that if you give up your freedom and you do all of these things that you won't get the Coof and that you still won't get it and pass away. You know, does it help your chances? Does it move the needle? We'll see after this 7-year clinical trial that everybody's participating in is over. I'll wait for that before I alter or think about my decision. And I also want it to be voluntary before I do it as well. Because if it's still mandatory, I'll never do it, even if it's proven to be 100% safe and effective, because I'm not compromising my freedom for that. No. You can convince me to do it. You can show me all the commercials in the world. You can do study after study. You could have fucking Dr. Greger come out with his vegan fucking flag and be like, hey, look at this study. Look at this. You should take the jab. I haven't heard from that motherfucker. Did he not weigh in on the, did he not weigh in on the Coof? Or is he hiding because of the Coof? I hope he's hiding. You know, somebody could campaign to convince me to do it. And then maybe, if the evidence presented had merit, was easily verified, was independently studied, not paid for by pharmaceutical industries or universities that are funded by pharmaceutical industries, then I would consider getting the jab. But not before it's been thoroughly tested. So thank you all that are testing this for me. And not before it's voluntary. Those are my requirements. And if I got the Coof right now and I die in 3 or 4 days or a week or 2 weeks, so be it. At least I'll go knowing that I didn't give up my freedom. And if I disappear, and this is the last video you watch of mine because I didn't make any more because I died from the Coof, then this is exactly the message I want to leave you with. That I went and I didn't compromise. I didn't give up. But don't worry, I'm probably going to win my die roll. Or not. We'll find out, won't we? It's a big cliffhanger. Maybe I'll live stream right before they try and vent me. Because it'll be me yelling at them not to vent me. And I want to be documenting that shit. You know? Ooh. But what the fuck do I know? Because I'm not an expert. I'm just a fucking asshole. If you still want me to make this shit, please like and subscribe. You know, hit the thumbs up, ring the bell, get the notifications, right-click the bell, get all notifications, and then, because Susan still probably won't fucking tell you when I made a video, head to ScottTheTruckDriver.com, sign up for my free email list where I send out an email whenever I'm going to do a premiere, whenever I'm going to do a live stream, whenever I'm going to post on the other platform, Odysee, whenever, I need to really talk and not constantly police myself, and I'll try and put out a little bit more content. But like I said, I've been under the weather. I got another video client gig that I might even have to cancel because it's supposed to be this Sunday. But if I'm still feeling sick or showing symptoms, I'm probably going to say, look, for safety's sake, I'm staying home. All right? That way nobody can blame me if they get the coof. Whether I got it or not, I still don't even want the suspicion falling my way. So I'm willing to stay home, make my own personal decision to not go out in public, which I'm sure everybody's always done, right? No one's ever gotten a motherfucker sick at work, right? No, that's never happened. Well, out of respect for those that are afraid and vulnerable, I'm choosing to not expose people while I'm symptomatic. That's me. Asymptomatic? If I'm healthy, I'm going out in the world. Sorry. I'm not going to lock myself up. Chances are my immune system's dealing with whatever I got if I don't have any symptoms. I got symptoms right now, though, so maybe that means I'm going to be expelling some of the shit, so maybe I should probably avoid people a little bit. Could be. I don't know. We'll find out. I'll keep you posted. But it's not, I wouldn't even make a big deal. It could be the flu. It could be the rhinovirus. It could be allergies. I don't know. Allergies typically don't come with fever, though. So there's that. And the cough just kind of kicked in today. So it's like a dry, minor cough. But I can still taste. So maybe it's not the coup. Oh, well. Not getting tested. Sorry. $75 a test. Even if I don't pay for it, somebody's paying for it, and I don't want them to make that money off of me. Thank you very much. All right. So that's it. I will try to make more content, but it is a difficult time frame, both mentally and now a little bit physically, to make videos, particularly since I don't go out. I haven't been going out, and I'm probably not going to go out while I got symptoms. So other than triggering myself, which I don't want to do every day, I don't want to watch the news every day, and I haven't been, did a little catching up lately, but I can't do that all the time. It's not good for me. So if you get angry because I don't put up video out fast enough, sorry, but what do you want? I don't get paid enough on YouTube to be fucking compromising my mental health any more than it already is. So, but stay strong, stay fearless. Don't give your freedom up. Don't give it up. Take your stand. A lot of people are. A lot of people are quitting their jobs. A lot of people are saying, if you do this, I'm gone and I ain't coming back. And sooner or later, they're going to want shit. They're going to want you to work. And maybe that's when they roll up all of these mandates and throw them in the trash where they belong. But not unless there's enough of us to make them feel the pain. The pain of not being able to buy all the shit you want. Because not only are the trucks not hauling it, but there's also people that aren't making the shit. Because they are in companies in more than 100 employees, which are probably already struggling for employees. And now you got healthcare workers getting fired left and right. So when you do go to that hospital bed, there's going to be less people. There's going to be less beds. Because you can't have a bed without people working. So there's that. And they're the people that you would think would be most likely to want to get it. And they don't want to get it. What's that fucking tell you? It's all the information I need. People that work for Big Pharma don't even all want to fucking do it. You would think it would be fairly uniform there, that they would be well informed, that they would have all the access to all the data. They're going to have to give us advice to do it, but they don't want to. How does that work? I don't know. It's a head scratcher. Have a nice motherfucking day and shit. And I just want to say, from the bottom of my heart, from deep down in my soul, fuck Joe Biden. Fuck him. Fuck Joe Biden. And anybody that voted for his ass. Fuck you too.